Not a lot of changes. Obviously, the question mark on Thomas. He hasn't trained much, but looks like he could be available. So let's see how he trains today. Yeah, he is. He's a really important player for us that we missed in the last few games, but hopefully he can be available. A regular one, he's progressing really well. He's doing more and more on the field. The knee's not reacting, so really positive. So we want to have him as quick as possible, but respecting as well a little bit the time frame that we go from the doctors and the specialists, but he's really pushing the boundaries right now. No news on that. Well, we want to keep our best players, the players that we are developing, and we want to create a long-term project here, and obviously we need our best players to be committed to the club.
Any progress on his talk?
No news. But I'm sure every referee tried to protect the game and the individuals the best possible way. Obviously there is a lot of attention now on Bukayo, and we need to keep that in mind as well as the team and the plans that we put together, understanding what opponents are doing, but for sure referees have the responsibility and they have to do the jobs. I think there are more teams involved, and every day is going to be a race to how we convince those players today to train better, to play better against Leicester, because we're going to have to be really good to beat them, especially the way they've been playing the last few weeks. The staff, they should have been 2 or 3-0 up very early in the game. That's the reality. If it's not for that bit, that would be a very different game. The game they play against the Spurs, they played the games recently, really complimentary about them. They're in a really good moment right now, and we're going to have to be really good. Much better mood, much more positive, the confidence much better, and the environment around training much better. The fact that the team showed the capacity to rebuild in a really adverse situation when you are 2-1 down and you played less than 72 hours before, and everyone was expecting you to be tired mentally, quality-wise, belief-wise, to be able to come back and win the game. Is a really big boost for us. I said before the game that I had more belief on the players than before the City game, and it's for a reason, because I see them, how they train, how they react, how much they care, and basically how much they want it. That you are able to win games in different contexts, in different situations, and that you can never give up in a sport, and especially when there is so many still games to be played, and in that game so many minutes still to be played. So the moment we adjust certain things, we increase the individual level, we were right in the game, and we deserve to win the game. I did, because obviously he's got the experience, he's got the qualities that we need in the team, and obviously he knows the league so well that there's not a lot of things that are caught him new or by surprise, and he's done really well. Well, they've been really consistent the last few weeks, the game they played, but it's true that Brendan has proposed very different games in many different moments throughout the seasons, and they have this capacity to adapt, play different formation, playing different approaches. We have prepared for both because it is possible, and let's see what they do tomorrow. But that's what we have to do. That's our responsibility, to keep our best players, our best people, and the people basically that has the same aims and purposes with the club, to stick them together for a while, give them some stability, and from there keep evolving and become a better club.
Because you've always said,
well, it's part of developing a team, developing a squad, and as well obviously taking the club where we want. It's maximizing the resources we have, and we have huge resources because we have a lot of talent, and we have to keep that talent and keep improving it and making it better. Too many ifs. We have to go there tomorrow. We have to play really well. We have to compete even better, and we have to win that game first, which is going to be different. Maybe for the players, for the managers, always really trying to get prepared mentally, tactically, to try to understand what can happen in the game and have all the solutions available. And the focus is just about earning the right to win the game and how we can prepare the best of that. Obviously, you have to influence sometimes the psychology part of the players or the team, and sometimes more about the mood, sometimes more the physical condition of the team. Sometimes you have to adapt the tactical part of the game plan, but at the end it's a challenge every week in this league. Totally deserved. It's an absolutely joy to have him at the club. I think what the club has done, it's absolutely brilliant. It's just not with words to say, okay, that we value the people that we have and we're going to stick to people in difficult moments. Mo had a very difficult moments a few weeks ago when he had a pretty bad injury and serious injury, and the club committed with him for what he gives to the team, or what he's done for this football club. And I think it's a really strong message by everybody at the club to try to keep our best people and our best players with us in challenging moments. Thank you. Yeah, but if you're asking how it used to be when he was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, I don't think it's very different. Wingers and talented players get kicked, get fouled, and get demand to win games. And that's the task that he has, that he's role in the team. Hopefully no, but as well we have to train that, and he needs to learn when to take certain balls, what to do with that ball, how to use his body, when to jump. It's a lot of things that we can train, but obviously very difficult to understand what the opponent is going to do.
Tough enough for that.
Obviously he attracts a lot of attention. It's like Gavi Martinelli or Gavi when he plays, or Eddie or Martin. It's normal. Creative players want to be stopped, and they want to be restricted, ball getting into them and occupying and exploring certain spaces. And what we have to do is try to do completely the opposite. I don't know. It's when it's done, I can tell you more. But obviously we have the intention to extend the contract of our players, and when it's done, it's great news for the club. Not yet. Not yet. No, what I mean is we fill our reports every game, after every game, to expressing, when you are satisfied with the performance. If there was any issues, you have to report everything. We do every single game, and we put any comments that we want to make. Because we cannot control what the opponents are going to do, or the referee decision in a split of a second is something that we cannot control. So we have to focus on how we can help him to become a better player and be more efficient. That's it. A regular one, he's progressing really well. He's doing more and more on the field. Then he's not reacting, so really positive. So we want to have him as quick as possible, but respecting as well a little bit the time frame that we go from the doctors and the specialists. But he's really pushing the boundaries right now.